I'm gonna email Apple. That should be a feature.
I mean, if you just turn the ringer off on the device, but I don't want it literally to call to interrupt.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be riding with a bitch, and I don't want.
I mean, at this point in your life, fam, like, just be honest with the woman, dog. You still trying to hide bitches and shit? Like, nigga, if you got some hoes, you got some hoes. Like,
I'm just making a hypothetical. I'm not talking about me.
I mean, in general, you feel me? Like, you know, like, it's just, at this point, it's like, you know, it is what it is. Like, either you gonna want me or you're not. I'm gonna have other, you know what I'm saying?
It's really a punch to the gut when you say that to me.
What you mean?
Like, you talking to me directly? Because I'd be like, you had said something like a few weeks ago, and I was talking about, like, not wanting to make concessions for a woman. And you was like, dog, at this point in your life, like, why not?
I mean, we've lived as long, we've lived a life. Like, I don't know if there is anything else that I'm like, oh, I gotta check this off before I settle down. Like, I think I done did everything I could possibly do. And
I just gotta find a good woman.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, man, let's get this shit cracking. Live from Detroit. Yo, what up, though? It's your man, Jay Johnson, a.k.a. the tinfoil hat titan, a.k.a. the conspiracy realist, a.k.a. the technology snob, Steve Jobs Jr. Don't text me with your green bubbles, a.k.a. I only debate my equals, everybody else I teach, also known as Juice, because all the hoes say J.U. Ice, Young Caesar, because you know you can't roam without me, Mister, if you don't like me, fight me. I got kicked out of Noah's Ark because they couldn't find another animal just like me. AKA, if you put me in the room with lions, Simba's dying. Come back 15 minutes later, I'll have dinner frying. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. What up?
What up, though? It's your man Dame, 3_313. The West Side Landlord, the Pride of PA. High Chief Dame, don't fuck around. The liquor store legend, the corner store conquistador, your mama's favorite Dame. And the David Ruffin of the ShopTalkpodcast, because you know who the fuck they came to see. Not you, Otis. It's no better than these 4 letters. Thank God for Dame. And if you speaking on Dame, you better say it nice. And if you don't put the boss in front, then bitch, you not saying it right. It's the Honorable Judge Boss Dame and this bitch. All rise. I am a motherfucking black belt, and it is time for the Kumite.
I don't think I'm ever gonna get tired of hearing that shit. I just like that word, dog. Kumite is like a cool word. Yo, welcome back, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 435.
On you hoes.
And your man's is back, Jay and Dame, back for another week of foolishness. You might get some. I forgot our tagline. It's on a website. Like, you might get some laughs, you might get some knowledge. Either way, you will be entertained. I think that's the line.
Gotta double check.
I mean, it's us, nigga. It can be whatever the fuck. It can be whatever we want to. You feel me? But
I want to smack another podcast host. That should be our tagline. We'll smack your favorite podcast host.
Did somebody do something to you, or
no, man? Like, let's just start some beef. You know what I'm saying? Let's pick some niggas that we don't particularly like. Or how about this? Like, let's just find other niggas in Detroit who ain't down with us, and when we see them, we just smack the shit out of them. Shop talk, bitch.
I mean, I guess that's one way to do things, but I'm not really trying to have anybody like down with me. You feel me?
Like we got our crew.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? And if they outside the power circle.
How was your week, dog? What did you do this week? Like, what's wrong, dog? What happened, man?
You know what? This didn't happen this week, but I forgot to wish my middle son a happy birthday. I know he don't really. I'm sure he don't listen to the show or care about what Pop's got to say because they think it's utterly ridiculous that people tune in to listen to shit that I have to say because they don't want to hear shit I got to say. So
wait until later.
So, But shout out to my youngin', man. He turned 17. He just finished up his little summer job today. Man, shout out to the union and Mr. Jason Wilson, because they doing some amazing work out of that building, man. I love that connection and what they've been able to help me do. Help me do for my child.
Yeah.
My nephews even go to take some of the classes up over there.
I think I like this better. I feel like less restricted. You feel me?
That's fine.
Yeah, and get this shit out of my way.
Yeah. I like the hands free myself. But shout out to my youngin', man. He's making me proud. He's becoming a great man. And now we need to find another job because summer job over. He needs some shit to do for the winter. So, hey, if you know something, he's 17.
What you into?
Computers.
You got to start planning for him now, right?
Yeah.
And like he not gonna know what he kind of want to do, but you probably got a better outlook for his life than he do.
Computers, technology.
Yeah.
He do a lot of coding and programming, like in his spare time. That's what he like to do.
He seemed like he can be an engineer.
I can see that.
Because engineers are cool being by themselves. Like I don't need like to work inside of a group and be super duper interactive. Like niggas want to be like, leave me the fuck alone. Let me knock this shit out. Work in my room. Give me, type shit.
I can see that. And he's gotten a few certifications and like coding, like from just online shit. So
yeah,
maybe that's the way for him.
Well, we got a lot of listeners we have a few listeners that work in HR and doing different type of staffing and things. If any of you guys want to reach out, Dame can show some of the certifications that his son has, and maybe somebody who has a program or something that you can connect the dots. We've only been giving you everything that we've got for the last 8 years. Give some back, man.
Hey, man, he only 17. He just need to work about 20 hours a week. If that, just keep a few dollars in his pocket. You know what I'm saying?
No, not even that. No, if he can work, I don't know how much he can work. If he can work more, let him work more. You feel me? And be around like adults and get him situated, see other things that like. How you think about? How do I want to answer this question? Your transition from high school to the real world. What's something that you liked about it, and what's something that you would change about it?
What I liked about it was the freedom. I had a lot of leeway back in high school. Like I could really like stay out and kind of do what the fuck I wanted. But like once I graduated, it was like the reins was off. You know what I'm saying? We just had a rule, if I ain't come home by a certain time, I mean I wasn't coming home that night. And I just enjoyed the freedom in my mind of being grown. What was hard or what I should have did different, nigga, I either should have gone away to college, lived on somebody's dorm and started to figure life out slower, or I should have stayed the fuck at home. You know what I'm saying? I should have stayed home, save some real money, and like that would have made my transition easier. I always remember I moved out my mama house. I had an $800 check, and that was all the money I had to my name. After we paid like first month security deposit, like I had $800 to my name, and I was just like, I don't give a fuck what happened. I'm gonna figure it out. I figured it out, but that wasn't the smartest plan.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish my parents, from what I remember, at least, was more, nigga, you need to do something. Versus, I think they have figured because I was a smart kid that I had like a plan, and I was a kid. You feel me?
Yeah.
I should have went to MSU. I was accepted, but I didn't go. I told you recently, I found a bunch of papers and shit in like colleges I got accepted to that I forgot that I even applied to.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, why the fuck I didn't go here? Like, sometimes I wish they'd I guess I made it, you feel me? But like,
it could have been
easier.
Easier, yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like, I remember I had this teacher. I had an English teacher, and she told me straight up. Like one day I was walking into class. I told you my senior year I had a 1 to 8 because I had a lot of hard times, a lot of fuck ups. I went to summer school every fucking year, and I remember walking in an English class. She was standing outside the room, and she was like, "There's this extra credit project that you gonna do." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And then she was like, "If you got any chance of graduating and passing my class, you gonna do it." And I was like, "Oh, I guess I gotta graduate." So it was like something where you wrote this poem, you sent it in. It was sponsored by Northwestern University in Chicago, and if you won, your poem was published. They was gonna fly you out. You'll read the poem at this little symposium, and it was like a 2-week literature class that you take. And I ended up winning the shit. My poem got published, and I remember when the people called me trying to like set up arrangements, I was like, "Nigga, I gotta work. Like, this shit free. I can't go to Chicago for 2 fucking weeks." And then they had called back at some point to get the address to send the book. And like they was talking to my mama and had explained.
I say, did they talk to an adult? Because like
they talked to an adult later after it was too late. They called back about where to send the book, and like they talked to my mama and they had explained to her what I had denied. And like she was like, I remember her sitting in my room when I came home from work, like, "What's up?" And she like read off this. I was like, "Yeah, I gotta work. You know, I gotta make some new Jordans."
Man, I really wish I can remember. Like, I remember having a conversation about school, and like when Almar College wanted me to run track for them, but they didn't have any more scholarships, so I was gonna have like to pay. I remember the conversation, but then like I remember we had a talk, but I don't remember what it is. Like, they could have told me everything I was supposed to do, and I could have just like not did it or something.
Yeah.
But like I just don't remember, and I just feel like I wish I did things differently.
Just being young, like I never worked. Like in my mind, I knew my grades weren't gonna get me into like the colleges. I thought in my mind, like if I could go somewhere, I go here or I go there. And then my dad worked at the community college, so I was already taking classes there. So I was like, I'll do this for like a year or two, and then I'll figure it out.
Man, I also feel like, man, I guess I've always been a smart kid, you feel me? So, but I don't know on what level I've been smart. Like through middle school, through elementary school, you know, straight A's, you get all these fucking trophies and shit like that. And then I got to Cass and was in like these math classes and shit. And I was like, yo, I don't know how to do this shit.
Yeah.
Like this shit is hard. How do I go back to 8th grade and like pay attention to Miss Smith? And God bless, rest her soul. But like, she was the teacher she was a white lady in an all black neighborhood. Kids used to fuck her up, like physically fight her. You know what I'm saying? Throw books and shit at her. And like, it was really horrible what they did to that woman. And she was like, she was the principal's sister, but she came from like college. So she was like teaching adults. And I mean, she was teaching in the college.
Oh, she was okay.
So like she was teaching adults, and they come back to teach like 6th, 7th, 8th graders, and like she was teaching white adults, and then to come back and help your brother out and teach at his school because she probably really really smart. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo, help come to this little nappy head school.
Teach these young black children.
Yeah. So
what was that movie where Michelle Pfeiffer was a teacher? Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah. Well, that was the song.
No, I think that was the name of the movie too.
No, Dangerous Minds. Dangerous Minds.
Why would it be Gangsters?
Because that's the song.
Why would it be Gangsters?
That song was big as fuck, and like the music video had clips from the movie in it. You feel me? Didn't spend it most our life.
I remember the song.
Gangster's Paradise.
I remember the song, but like,
is
why
that
would
Coolio's biggest song?
Gotta be.
What other song we know from Coolio?
Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, them 2 songs is like, that's it, nigga. Didn't Coolio pass recently?
Yeah, he died like a year ago.
Yeah. But yeah, so look, so I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? You go to Cass and like, yo, this shit fucking difficult. And then I get kicked out of Cass and I go to Cody and I'm back to straight A's. I'm like, you know what? This don't really feel right. Like, I don't know the quality of the smartness. You feel me? But clearly as an adult, like, I'm a smart nigga. I can figure pretty much anything out. But it ain't the same across the board.
That's funny that you say that because, like, when my oldest went away to college, he did really good in high school. Him and my daughter have done, like, really good. They both lot A's. You know, I don't know which one, but they both had, like, chords. They did really good. And in high school, I thought he wasn't being challenged enough. Even though he went to Renaissance, which is a really good fucking school in the city, I just thought, like, maybe they should push him a little bit more because it felt like he just kind of coasted through high school. So I was really waiting to see like what college would do. Like, did he really have the knowledge or was he just high school smart?
Or like, I don't know what DPS does. Like, are you just pushing niggas through? Like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't feel like I was pushed through clearly, but like some niggas was.
Oh, for sure. They do push niggas through. They do what my nigga called it social promotion. They do push niggas through. But, and like you said, the quality of education is something that I often think about because, like, I got a friend of mine, her son is in Plymouth Canton schools.
Yeah.
The high school is like a college campus. It's an open campus. They move around. He taking like fucking forensics class. He takes like their video and TV production class. Like, they working in an actual, like, they running the school news channel. They running the announcements every day. The school got like a podcast.
You know what, dog? Niggas is just unserious, dog. Because when I think about it, like, nigga, Cody had like a that kind of team too, and like, of course, Cass did too. But we don't take nothing serious, dog. We be them.
They see them niggas in the class. Y'all niggas sucking dick.
Like Southfield High used to be on the radio. You know what I'm saying? They had they little TV show. They had their radio show was on whatever station that was. It only worked in Southfield, but like used to be on Sunday mornings and shit. Like, niggas just be unserious, dog.
I was on that show once.
Like, why we not serious?
I don't know. It's the maturity level. It's the fact that niggas like go to school and like, hey man, look, if you ain't got no good fucking parents like rearing your ass and actually showing you like how to talk, how to conduct yourself, how to be like receptive to authority, you get a bunch of wild little niggas.
Yeah, man. I think it could be the parents too, but like some of them kids in the Plymouth Canton area, them the kids be like the nigga that shut up the school. Like, his parents was pieces of shit, right? Like, and they would leave that nigga at home while they was at the bar, and he'd be, well, that's maybe TMI, but I know a person that know them, and they would be seeing them at the bar, and their phone blowing up, and it's the kid at home. And no wonder he shot up the fucking school. But like, just the institution in itself, like, I don't know that we expect better for ourselves. We are okay. We have made like less than good acceptable. Like, we accept, some people accept BS and some don't. It's not like a blanket statement, but like a lot more do than don't.
Yeah, I mean, nigga, you know people growing up that have families that didn't give a fuck about their report cards.
Yeah.
They ain't coming to parent-teacher conference.
Or they care just to say they care, but like, nigga, you don't actually know what I'm learning.
Your mama don't know your teachers. She don't, she ain't staying on top of your homework. Even though I was a fucked up student. Like, my mama she missed one parent-teacher conference my entire academic life. And nigga, it took everything in my body to hide that shit from her.
Yeah, my mother and my father, they would swap off depending on, like, I remember my father being at Cody going to parent-teacher conferences. You know what I'm saying? My art teacher was like, this nigga be bullshitting in school. Because the class was like a very, she was quote unquote, well, she was crazy. Like, it was an art teacher, Miss Johnson, everybody loved Miss Johnson. And she was like,
right.
And then we had another one. I won't say her name because that sounds disrespectful. But she was kind of crazy. Like, and my favorite drawing I ever did, period, that I still have, she gave me like a C on that shit. I'm like, dog, this shit is cold. Like, what do you, it's cold 25 years later. Like, she was like, yeah, but you can do better. You just playing. I'm like, oh, that shit hurt.
Yeah, I had a couple teachers that was definitely having them type of conversations.
I had just found rap. and like all the rappers and like Pete and them niggas was in my classroom. Like, nigga, this was like,
This is where we practiced the rhymes at.
and she was crazy. She was very eccentric.
I could think of one of my art teachers in particular, my nigga Mr. Smith, who made things hard for me because I did not apply myself in his class.
Cease. Did you see that one video?
Yeah.
He said he wants to till the yards with me. He like, what?
And Mr. Smith had a saying. He was like, F is for fun. And you having a whole lot of fun in my class, Mr. Bradley. Because I wouldn't be doing, like, I had figured out if I turned in 3 assignments, a card mark, and that was enough for him to give me a C. It didn't matter how good they was. Once I figured out.
Why are you that way, though?
I don't know.
You ever thought about that? Because I think about this shit all the time. I be like, yo, why the fuck am I this way? Like, when did this start happening?
I do think about it because, like, anybody that knows my parents and knows the family I grew up with, like, they were loving. Like, they gave a fuck. I had clothes, I had a nice room, I had 3 fucking meals a day.
How different are you and your sister?
In my opinion, night and day.
How different were you guys academically?
She struggled a little bit. I think school was just a little bit harder for her, so she struggled a bit. For me, school wasn't necessarily hard, but I wasn't there a lot and I didn't apply myself. Like, I didn't care to be at school every day. So like, I wasn't doing, I was doing like the bare ass minimum. Once I figured out how to like ride the middle line, that's all I did. So, I mean, I could have easily been like a 3.0, 3.0 or better student, but like I didn't want to apply myself. I, like you, had discovered rap music. I discovered women real young in high school, and like that had me fucked up too. So, man, like I just didn't care to do that shit.
Also, like, you gotta teach kids how to study, cause I didn't know how to study. I've never needed to study through anything, and nigga, this was just easy. I knew the answer, or like, then you get in the fucking.
I thought studying was just like reading that shit really hard.
Yeah, facts. Like, I'm gonna read that shit twice, and then I'm gonna take a test. Like, that's. I mean, what else is it? You feel me? Then when I got like to college or community college, and then trade school, like I kind of like learned how to study. Like, oh shit, like. Cause just me reading over the material, reading that chapter again, that shit didn't help me on the test. Like, I started like learning how to study. I'm like, how come ain't nobody fucking like? I stumbled upon it on the way I did it, but like, why ain't nobody never tell? Why
I didn't learn how to study till I was in college. I had a sociology teacher. I never forget this nigga, Dr. Waters. Nigga slid his feet across the floor. He would never pick them bitches up. He would like literally slide into class. He would sit on top of the desk and he would lecture for an hour and a half. And he had a rule: you can't record none of this shit.
Cause I'm gonna say some wild shit.
He said, I am 2 years from retirement. He's like, I will eat one of these tapes if I got to. So you can't record none of this shit. And his class, he said, your grade in this class will be based upon taking notes. I will show you how your notebook should look. But at the end of the semester, you have to turn in your notebook. I will review it, and that will determine your grade. And that's how I learned how to take notes.
I started learning how to take notes when in college, or I say college, like it was just WC3. But shout out to WC3.
It's college.
Yeah. Well, they be like,
it's community college, but it's college.
Like, hey, this is information you need to write down because this will be on the test. And then you kind of like, wait a minute, that shit sound like important. Let me put this shit in the column or something. Yep. And like, then you kind of like, oh shit, because AKA, she taught me at least, like, yo, write down the important shit. Because like, when you trying to take notes, I'm just writing down everything you saying. And like, you get home, like, I don't fucking know. So
nigga, don't even remember the cadence of the fucking conversation you was having.
So parents out there, I know I'm not one, but like, if you tell your kid to go study and you never seen, you let them taught it. If they don't know how to study, you might be telling them to do some shit they have no idea. They may be thinking they doing it right. Look at their notes or some shit. Like,
But they don't take notes. Like my son or him and his friends, they just record the lecture. They record the class. They go back and watch it again later if they need something.
so I take my notes, even at work or different meetings on my iPad, and there's no app. You know, I got my Apple Pencil and shit like that where you can write down shit on the little sheet. You can take pictures. You can move and make shit smaller and larger and shit. So like you writing and you need more space, you just circle that shit, make it a little bit smaller and keep going. And there's an audio thing. Like it got like everything in there.
Right.
So you can take, somebody got some shit on, they didn't wrote something on the board. Let me take a picture of that. And then I can write some notes to the side. I'm like, yo, if I was like a student in this day and age, this school shit should be easy. But
No, the technology makes it easier. Like they don't care. Like my college age kids, they just take their laptop from class to class. My daughter, she got her laptop, her iPad, like it's going to school with her. She's going to take it from class to class with her.
also, like, I think children right now have a better understanding of what the real world looks like than kids did growing up in the 80s and 90s because of the access.
How you figure?
Because we was told in the real world, if you don't remember the fucking formula, you're gonna get fired from your job, or you're not gonna be able to use calculators in the future. Yes, the fuck we are.
That was just old nigga logic. And
what they was still new though. Like they didn't know that a fucking laptop was coming out. They didn't know that you was gonna have a phone with the world knowledge in that bitch all the time. Like niggas use Google now. Like kids know what the fuck the real life looks like because of internet and social media and niggas uploading their day at work. And when I was growing a kid, you know what the fuck my mama did all day, nigga? What the fuck? I heard all her stories when she came work. Her and my father telling their stories. I knew all the people names. I know they had to. They work with a company out in Colorado and a company out in San Francisco and shit. So and the people out in LA they just weird. They on a 3-hour timeline, but they just like on a different vibe. They don't like
rush.
They not as quick or fast as like a city slicker. I don't know, but like I didn't know what them niggas did all day.
I remember we had to go to my pop's office one time, and I was a little bit older. I was probably like at least in high school because he had left something at work. He had picked me up. He left something at work. We had to go back, and we went inside. And I remember looking at his desk, and I was like, "So you just sit here all day?" He's like, well, I'm processing this. Like he was trying to explain it to me, but I'm like, yo, you ain't no window or nothing. Like, how do you know when it's time for like to do certain shit? He's like, that's why I wear a watch,
nigga. Like,
but like he had a computer with like a floppy disk.
Yeah. Did you know
like
that
No, like floppy.
People didn't know that floppy disk used to be floppy. They remember the 3.5-inch floppy pause, like the hard plastic one. And like when you click save, people don't know what that icon is.
It's the disc.
And that was the newer floppy disk. Like the old floppy disk, the one that had Oregon Trail on that bitch, was actually floppy. Like,
and you gotta keep them bitches somewhere safe.
Man, I be following these 90s pages now and shit, and there was like a family out, and they was like, she didn't know that the floppy disk used to be floppy. It was like, is it floppy or is it hard? Pause. And it was like, clearly it's hard. It was like, wait, are you serious? And I just be feeling like I'm an old nigga now, cause
touch that line on that floppy disk. Oregon Trail ain't loading, nigga. It's done with.
Talking to the kid at work. He like, I don't know, he just turned 21 or 22 or some shit. And I was asking people like, yo, what's the cheapest you remember buying gas? And like, I remember physically buying gas, maybe 95 cents, 94 cents, around that. I remember seeing as a kid, like 76 cents and 88 cents, right? And I was like, I remember in 2003, when I started working at the gig, I was driving my brother Dodge Ram and shit. I would drive that sometimes that the Lincoln, and I had a fucking Escort. We was just basically swapping keys and shit.
Right.
And we was in the new hire class. We was like mad as fuck talking about gas prices. Gas was $1.59. You know what I'm saying? We was in this bitch like, oh my, I can't believe we're paying $1.60. Now shit be like $5 shit. Like,
I remember when gas went up to $2 because I was living in Detroit and I was working like off 275 in Merriman. I was like, I'm gonna have to quit this job. It costs too much for me to get out here every day. I'm gonna have to quit this bitch.
But the reason I said I be feeling like an old man now, in language only, is because you remember your parents be like, "Nigga, I remember my bread was 5 cents or some shit like that," and we was talking about like the 45-cent glass bottles of Faygo, and like kids like I call them kids because they like under 25.
They are kids.
And it's like, nigga, a pop or a Coke is like $2 and it's in a plastic bottle. Like, nigga, it was 45 cents and it came in a glass bottle. Or like, yo, these chips used to be 59 cents. Now them bitches is
I
like,
get 4 of these bitches for $1.
yeah. Or you got the 59-cent bag, you get 3 for $1. They'll do some weird shit like that. Like, I don't know. I
remember when them bitches was quarter bags. I could get 4 for $1. 4 for a motherfucking $1, my nigga.
But
I remember when I could buy a box of condoms for like $3.
They don't even make that in between bag no more. Remember the Flaming Hot and the barbecue? You had a 99-cent bag, you had a 25-cent bag, but you had that one in the middle, and that one in the middle used to be
it was just
fire.
enough. It was just enough.
It had all the sauce on that motherfucker. It was always fire. Anywho,
because we are old, nigga.
In comparison to what? You
Young
feel me?
niggas.
Because like when you see somebody pass away at 40, you be like, damn, he was so young.
Yeah, you're right.
So I can't even claim old because until I'm older than my father, I'm not old. And I'm never gonna be older than my father type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I consider myself old. Like now that I have an adult child, you know what I'm saying? Like he legit 21. I work with another young man who's 21 also. And, you know, I guess he kind of like attached himself to me because like I'm the only other black male in leadership in my department. So like we talk a lot. And like he'll say things or like, you know, shit that he into or want to do. And I don't want to laugh at him like I'm ridiculing him. Like, but to hear like the innocence in it, to hear like.
But if you gave him some game, he gonna remember you said it though.
Yeah, but I do though.
Because like his father could be the same age. You can say the same shit his father gonna say. He gonna remember from you.
So we was in the office and I seen him sniffing around like this white girl, and I was like, just be careful about, you know, shitting where you eat because it could come back to you. And he ain't listen. The white girl done went to HR, and I'm like, dog, I told you, like, don't. He's like, I should listen. That's what I thought about, but she was looking good. And I was like, nigga, I get it.
That's how Raj used to look out for me when I first got into leadership. He'd be like, Jay, I know, don't fuck him though. He say, listen. He said they gonna come into your office. He say, I leave that door open all the time, and if we having a conversation when the door is closed, I would have somebody come in and stop in 10 minutes later. Like, I know, don't do it. He was like, I be looking though.
Raj is right.
You know, he was. You know, I think at the time he might have been like 44, which ain't but like 2 years for me now, and I might have been like 26, maybe 25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I think about that and I be having people come over, or like from different stores or different departments, and I be like, how old are you? Cause off top they think I'm in the same range of them. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll know like, hey, when did you start here? I'm like, well, technically. And so they was like, huh? And then it's like, so when I'm trying to give you some game about some shit, cause I hear like, I hear you, nigga, that's gonna get you caught.
Yeah.
Like I've done that myself. I taught niggas how to do this. They got fired. I didn't because I knew when to quit. Like this not whatever you thinking that you know.
You don't know. You don't know shit.
You thinking you found a loophole, my nigga. Even if no one knows about the loophole, everything is digitally recorded. Once they find out, we gonna look back. You don't. It's not. You ain't gonna win. The house always wins, my nigga. It may take a long time. The house always wins.
Hey, my nigga, I had this system back when we worked there about hanging up on customers. I could do 2 calls a day. How I did it, and I showed somebody else how to do that shit, and she went crazy with it. Man. Like she was doing that shit like 5 times an hour. I'm like, no. You gonna make that shit hot.
Yo, back in the day, when I used to be like on the phones and the call center and shit, you know, if you ever worked in the call center, y'all know y'all got like rap, idle, hold, phone stats type shit, right? And you don't want to take the next call, but you can't be in a period where you're not like on a call.
Yeah.
So we also had extensions and voicemails, right? So it was like, well, look.
You leave a nigga a message.
No, go check your messages. But just check them bitches for a long time. Or like you need to go check your messages. Don't delete the message after you finish, right?
Right.
Because what's the likelihood that you going to catch me listening to the same message throughout the day? The nigga sitting, I told the nigga next to me, this nigga used to be just over there playing the same message for like 25, 30 minutes and then hang up, take one call and do the same thing. So I'm like, I used to look over and shit like, yo, what you up? What you got going on? Like, I like, damn, you still on hold or something? And he's like, nah. I'm like, all right. Then that nigga chair wasn't there. They came and got his ass. A couple people. I'm like, look, that's just like a little break type shit. That's not like a do this shit all day, every day. I'm like, you making this shit hot.
The thing is, when you talk, you said something earlier about like niggas just not serious. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is not serious because like you'll tell a motherfucker something just to give him a little. It's like the nigga that stole that $40 million from the city.
Like, relax, my nigga.
You probably could have got away with a little bit of money. Straight up, you
nigga, got away with it for a long time,
nigga. You probably could have got away from, I would say, in a 10-year period, you probably could have got away with like $3 million just in accounting errors, vendors not doing what they supposed. Like, city lose money like that all the time. Ain't no big deal. But 40 mil, like you just doing, you not being serious. And it'd be the same shit at work. Like, yo, you still got to do work. You still got to do work. You can bullshit a little bit.
You got it. If you gonna be bullshitting, your work got to be top tier. So like we would never expect.
But the thing is, everybody bullshit a little bit at work. Everybody.
Right. But like if you a top tier nigga and you like one of the leaders, niggas don't go looking for bullshit in your work.
You're right.
But if you middle of the pack, bottom of the barrel, nigga, we gonna like this nigga. He ain't performing because something's wrong with these fucking numbers. You been you don't got you 100% occupancy and you don't got nothing. Like, nah, something wrong. And now I'm gonna go look. So like, yeah,
the easiest way to get like legit, like towing the line, doing a little bit above average, probably keep you up under the radar. Niggas be looking at the motherfucking top sellers and the bottom sellers.
I'm looking in the middle because my top people, I need you to stay top, but it's easier for me to get somebody in the middle to progress up than get somebody from the bottom to be a top seller. You know what I'm saying? That's what you damn near don't want to. I'm not wasting my energy trying to get you from the bottom of the list all the way to the top. I'm gonna work on the people in the middle. So I'm gonna spend my, you know what I'm saying? You get more buy-in that way because you switch one little thing and look how much money you
Yeah, and you start making money.
Yeah. So like I'm focusing on them. Top people, I might look if you too good, like what you doing some shady shit. Let me look over here a little bit.
I had a supervisor, like I was trying to make more money and this nigga was like listening to my shit. And he was like, no, you selling it too hard. It's like a drug deal. They later fired this man because he was saying like a lot of wild shit like that. He was like, it's like a drug deal. You just put it out there. Do you want it? It's only $5.
That's crazy.
It's only $5.
It's not even good advice either in sales,
but it worked. It worked. I made a shit ton of money. He's like, it's a drug deal. They already want drugs.
I mean, do you know what? Whatever you selling, if they in front of you, they already in need of a little bit, and they looking for it. And then you got to make it seem like it's a deal. Decision. You feel me? Self-discovery versus I feel like you sold it to me.
Hey, Jason, I see you don't have any premium channels. You want some HBO? It's only $5.
Well, you ain't never heard of The Wire? You ever heard of Oz?
It's only $5. Like you don't have it.
Yeah.
Or my favorite shit used to be when we was working in sales. Nigga be like, I got to talk to my wife about it, which is a very responsible answer.
Yeah, who know your wife better than you do?
You start challenging a nigga manhood.
Now, what that one? Some niggas be like her sister, but like when you ask a woman, well, who know your husband better than you do? She not gonna tell you any nigga know her husband better than you.
Ain't no woman alive that know her husband better than her.
That'll get him every time.
Ain't no nigga that'll get a woman hot tonight.
Yeah,
that'll get your lady hot tonight.
Yeah. Anywho, man, this
like you walk past her and whisper, "Man, she know me better than you," and just keep walking.
Or with the man, you gotta be like, all right. Well, I just assumed because.
Aren't you the man in your house?
I assume that you made the decisions inside of your house. But can you have your wife call me? You know,
just add it on. It's $5. I ain't got to talk to her.
I'm sorry. I thought you was like the person who made all the decisions inside of the home. I'm sorry.
You about to start a fight in that nigga house.
I just assumed that this was like a traditional household.
They got a budget. And you just fucked it up. They got a whole budget. You just fucked that shit up. Sales is a diabolical world.
It is. I love it though. You know what I'm saying? I love it, dog.
You know what I always wanted to sell was cars.
I almost went to it. I almost did.
I felt like I could fuck that shit up. I don't know if you remember, we had him on a few years ago, my older homie Darwin. They was talking about the census. Darwin used to work for a car dealership.
I know he was a shyster. It's like, no.
He's one of the best. Him and his wife are two of the best people I know.
For sure.
I can't even begin to tell you how much love and how much those two collectively have done for me. Like, I love him and his wife to death. But Darwin told me a story. Like, he was working at a dealership when Chauncey signed to the Pistons.
Yeah.
And Chauncey wanted a Bentley, but they didn't have no black. And Chauncey only buy from black people.
Yeah.
But they didn't have any black men. They didn't have any black people working at the dealership, so they was about to lose the sale. Somehow Darwin finagled away from a different dealership to like kind of work with Bentley just to close the deal, just so they could get the sale, he get the commission, and Chauncey could fulfill buying from a black person.
I fuck with Chauncey. Chauncey and his wife got a business here still.
Yeah.
I used to go in his cable account. His cable account came up naturally.
It was in his wife's name. I used to fuck with it too.
No, this one was in his name at the time.
Because I remember there was one in his wife's name.
And he just had his... So I'm like, fam, this is not a good cover, my nigga. This is not a good cover, nigga. Because they had a different line when they call in. Like, they don't get like regular niggas. They get you like the executive line. Nigga,
yeah, you
Chuck
talk
Daly. I talked to Chuck Daly before, dog. I was like, what you on this line for? He like, he couldn't find like
the executive number.
Yeah, and this was like shortly before he passed. I'm like,
he was still Chuck Daly.
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, Chuck Daly. Anywho, man, this has been a good week. I got some questions for you, dog.
Okay.
This is ripped from the headlines, but I'm not going to talk about the people involved. I just want to ask a question. Could you trust a woman? Because I'm asking women. It's not about women per se, but we two niggas, so it's going to be a woman.
Okay.
Can you trust a woman who's been married 3 times in the last 7 years?
3 times in 7 years?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know somebody like that. Woman.
That been married 3 times in 7 years? And let me say this. And all the people are alive. No one died.
No, one of them niggas dead.
Yeah, nobody died.
But he killed himself.
To get away from her.
I'm not going to go into the story, but I believe in my heart there was some news that she delivered to him that pushed him over the edge, and this nigga killed himself.
So you dating a woman you find out she's been married 3 times in the last 7 years.
I'm not looking at her to be my next wife.
Or like, so in this particular story, the ex of this person had made a comment and like people were like, "Oh, you jealous?" But my nigga, we used to be married. This is your 3rd husband in 7 years. How many times you gonna promise God that you never gonna be with somebody again? Like, I get one. Something happened, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe you saying yes too soon. 7 years, 3 marriages. That's 2.5 per. That's 2.25. That's 2.33 per year. I mean, per
7 marriages in 3 years, nigga. I can divide. There's one. Let me say 2.
And 2 of them shits was like, wow. Like I would really have trust issues with standing up there in front of my family and God and having a woman promise for the 3rd time in a row that I'm never gonna put another person before you until death do us part, and you didn't tapped out 2 other times.
So the girl that I know that's been married a bunch of times, she also knows how to process the divorce. Like, she a notary, she know all the paperwork that need to be processed, so she can get in and out of this thing.
And
but
like,
she finer than a motherfucker.
That motherfucker is finer than a motherfucker.
Yes, she is.
But 3 times in 7 years?
Hold on, was that?
Yes, it was. So it's like, maybe she just like really is strong in her faith and she not having sex until she married. And she like, well, nigga, we got to get married. In 2.5 years is the most we can get. Like, I don't know. Like, how does this work?
I need to know more to that story. It's like, cause she rich or supposedly rich. Is there a prenup involved?
I don't know and I don't care. Her is not that just prompted the question.
Okay.
But like, if you got up in front of all your friends and your loved ones and said, through thick and thin, death do us part, whole 9 yards. I get it. Something happened. Let's just say your first husband cheated on you, right? Now you know that's a real thing that can fucking happen. Your next marriage, you should be like, could I stay with somebody who can cheat on me? Because that's for better or for worse. Like, is this the same? Excuse me. Is this the type of person? Someone's FaceTiming me. We about to. Before you. Hey, don't say that word. I'm on the podcast because no one knows that word. Okay.
What are you doing? I'm podcasting.
Stop podcasting?
Yeah, come and see me.
Where you at?
I'm in Dearborn.
Okay.
Is that somebody I know?
Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah.
Of course.
Dang.
What up, though? I know exactly who this is.
Yeah, Robust.
Okay.
Dearborn.
All right.
Okay, look. Everybody's here. Look. Say hi. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'll be there shortly.
Okay, both of y'all, come on. After you got 30 minutes for this freaking podcast.
Come on. We just
right.
cooking. We just cooking.
We is 50 minutes in.
All right.
All right.
All right, 30 minutes. All right, bye.
3 in 7 years is fucking crazy, dog.
Yeah.
That's for I don't know if I can.
But she looks.
I can't trust you.
I don't even want to say
'Cause
she
you
looked really good because
like-
that's just not enough.
Also, how many weddings are you going to for the same person in that short amount of time?
I'm not going to 3. 2 is where I'm stopping. I'm not going to more than 2 weddings. I got a partner of mine been married 7 times, and he married the same. He's married 2 of these women twice.
That's crazy.
I'm not, and I told him after like the second marriage, I'm like, dog, I'm not doing this again. And he'd be like, man, I'm just looking for love. You know, I'm gonna keep trying till I get it right.
No, nigga, you don't make good decisions. You fucked up with the same woman 4 times.
I said, nigga, you bought 7 engagement rings. Cause even the ones that he married twice, they got a new engagement ring every time.
No.
I said, dog, you bought 7 engagement rings. Let's just stop. Let's just stop.
What you didn't find out the first time?
They said they still loved each other. Like a lot of married people get remarried.
I don't remarry the other person I married. Like,
Hey, man.
You gotta fix some shit inside of you, dog.
He-
It's you, not them.
He looking for love.
It's you, not them. If you personally been married 7 times, it's not them, it's you. Like, you gotta fix something. And it may not be like, you may have to be okay with whatever you're not okay with. Because clearly,
I couldn't imagine. Like, I've definitely dealt with more than 7 women in my life. I couldn't imagine like going through the whole mental and emotional toll of marriage with them.
I could not
7 different times.
At that point, you should not trust yourself or your emotions to be like, this is the person I want to be with for the rest of my life. I'm going to give up everybody else for this person. I don't care through thick, through thin. I'm ready to do life with this person, only this person for the rest of it. If you've had that conversation with yourself 7 times, you are not a good decision. You're not the person to make that decision, dog.
You're making poor decisions.
Poor decisions, man. You are thinking with your heart and not your brain. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
I think at some point you got to be thinking with your dick, because like you can't love that many people.
Yeah. 2 things. This is just crazy. An Illinois school worker was sentenced to 9 years in prison for stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. Look at the woman, dog. Cause quit it. Like, why'd you do that?
That's where I said niggas ain't serious.
This is so unserious, dog. This old ass woman stole $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
But there was an NBA player that came out, was like he would cover.
It's too late. It's stolen.
No, but like he would cover the 1.5.
That don't. All right, if I rob a bank, be like, all right, I'm gonna get the money back. It don't fucking matter if I make me even. You stole it from school, nigga.
But it's.
That's like saying. Like,
But I'm paying y'all the money back.
well, how about this? The nigga we just got finished talking about, who stole the $40 million, a nigga 2 weeks later gifted that same thing $40 million. That nigga still going to jail.
It's even now. Like,
Nigga break in your house and rob you and shit, be like, nigga, I'm gonna give you your table back. No, nigga, you robbed me, dog. We never gonna be cool again. That's not how this works.
it's not. Why? I know. And you know how she got caught up? It was an audit. And they was like, chicken wings ain't part of the kids' diet. Like, why? Who's signing off on the chicken wings? How much do you sell $1.5 million worth of chicken wings for?
I don't know.
Because they got to come in bulk.
The chicken wings that I buy from GFS,
It's like $40 for that box.
it's $25.99
For the wingdings?
for the bag. Yeah,
Okay.
for the bag. So let's do 1.5 million divided by 25, because I'm sure that's the same fucking wings, right? But they probably buying them in bigger quantities.
Maybe.
I don't fucking know. But
I got to make something off these wings.
are you just stealing them out of school?
No, it's not part of the kids' menu at all. So while she was making orders for the schools, she was also ordering chicken wings.
And they would come to the school, and then you would steal them out of the school.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was these wings going?
Nigga, I'm feeding the streets. I got birds for sale.
That old ass woman was not feeding the streets. Maybe she had her son had a wing stop or some shit like.
Maybe a catering business.
I don't like what $1.5 million worth.
But
of wings?
it's over a couple years. Like it wasn't just one school year. But that's a lot of wings.
She should have stopped. Like you said, my man, you should have got like, all right, you got off last year. Stop, nigga.
No, nigga, I got a whole wing empire. I'm letting these bags go. 50-pound bag of wings.
I'm not.
How much you gonna pay for them?
I 100% would not buy no wings from a nigga off the street. No fucking way. I would ever buy wings off the street from somebody that's not cooked. Okay, like if a nigga selling wing dinners, maybe, of course, but like I'm not buying frozen wings off niggas on the street. Hell, fuck no. I don't know how do I know how long you had these wings? Them bitches could be stanking, but you froze them and now they don't stink. Like them bitches could be spoiled. I'm not buying wings off the street, my nigga. These wings had to go directly into another business, dog. Because if you selling wings on the street from a freezer, like what?
You come to her house. She got a good deal going. 2 50-pound bags for $60. 100 pounds of wings for $60.
I'm not doing it.
You'll take that deal.
Maybe you would.
A nigga stopped me this week. And you know it was kind of hot this week. I was at the gas station. He pulled up on me and said, "Hey, big bro, I got ribeyes, T-bones, brisket, pork roast."
Nigga Rob Paquette. Shit.
And it was all in the freezer.
No, dog.
In the back of a Suburban.
No.
He's like, "I give you a good deal. Cash only, though. I give you a good deal."
All right, look, this is my last story for the day. I need to know, in your opinion, who was wrong.
Okay.
Oh, this is it's the rage on the internet. This is going around Reddit. So this woman says, "I think I destroyed my relationship trying to compliment my boyfriend." Said, "My boyfriend and I are both 28 years old and together for 2.5 years. Last night, we were drinking and one thing led to another." That's not how you use this phrase, by the way. "One thing led to another, and I tried to compliment him by saying he is not someone I would hook up with or be friends with benefits with, but would marry. I thought everything was fine, but he seemed extremely distraught after that.
She talking about her man.
I realized how he understood it and tried to clarify, but he's still the same this morning. He told me he needs some space to think for a while and left the house. All my friends tell me I messed it up, and guys tell me it's not a compliment, and most men will understand it differently. I think I destroyed our relationship, and I'm panicking right now."
You just might have. You just might have destroyed your shit.
So a woman tells you that, what are you thinking?
Most of the time, women look at me as the opposite. So, I probably don't even give a fuck that much. I'll be honest. Like, if it was me personally,
You would care.
I'm like,
You would care. You know how though you would care? You would hit the group message like, "Yo, want to throw some out for you guys. What do you guys, what do you guys think about this?" You would fucking care.
Yeah, I probably would. I'd be a little hot.
I'm like, yeah, you ain't the type of nigga I have a one night stand with or even just be fuck buddies with, but I marry you. I 100% understand what she's trying to say.
I get it. Like, he's probably like a good guy.
Yeah.
But like, you also make me sound like a fucking ham when you say it like that.
And she also could mean by like, I couldn't just be friends with benefits with you because like once I've had you, we have to be together forever.
Yeah.
I can't be a one night stand because like I'm gonna want this every night. That could be it. But how he?
But you have to articulate the rest of it.
Yeah. What he probably heard was, you a safe pick. You wasn't my first pick, but you the safe one. Like, oh, I go fuck the shit out of anybody else, but I'm gonna marry you. But I will fuck the shit out of anybody else. I'll hook up with them. I'll do whatever. All the weird, nasty shit that probably you fantasize about, I would do with anybody else. But for you, just nice girl, we gonna get married. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey man, but like being honest, how many niggas do settle? And when I say niggas, men and women.
For sure.
How many people just settle? Like, look, you don't really want to work in that call center. But like, he a good pick. He an accountant, he making six figures.
Want to work in a call center. Like,
or maybe you want to work in the call center and keep all your money. He an accountant, he makes 6 figures. Y'all live in a decent house out in Troy. He take good care of you. You get a new lease every 2 years. He ain't the nigga that drive me wild, but I mean, I know I can have a comfortable life.
you think that's how it go?
I think that's how it can go, yeah.
I mean, it can. Sometimes I be seeing the men that some women be with, and I be like, I thought you would have a different type of person. And that be like, and I see men with some women talk like, thought you would be, because like after a certain, like the physical shit is cool, it's important, but that ain't what make you stay with somebody.
No, but I mean, if you struggling and somebody can remove that struggle from you, for some people, that's good enough reason to be with them.
Think about all the cold women you didn't have sex with that you don't want to be with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because some of them just terrible.
or how great the sex was, and you're like, nah, the sex is great for sure. But like,
You're not the type of woman I want to spend my life with.
Yeah, like, so sex is important in a relationship 100%. But like, there's a lot of people you could have had great sex with that you don't want to be with for the rest of your life. Like, I would rather have like this person because
she's loving, she's caring, she's a good person, and she's a nurturer.
I still enjoy the sex. This one was better, but this shit is enjoyable, and everything else is enjoyable too. Like, this is just, I like coming over here. Like, this is it.
Your house comfortable and clean, and
like, so I get why he would be, because he's in his manhood, he's in his feelings, because he feel that he was slighted. He should be listening to that woman who is saying, I want to be with you though. Like, y'all just been together for 2.5 years. She said she would marry you, my nigga. She basically asked you to marry her. When a woman says, this is you the type of person I will marry, or they start planning a life with you, and you never popped the question or anything. She just asked you to marry her.
So now is he settling if he just stay?
He should stay, because nigga, this is where you probably need to be at. Like, I get it, but nigga, you 28 and she 28. Like,
you can roll the dice.
Now, granted, what if she like super cold though, and now he insecure? Cause like, nigga, you look at you, you can probably have. He probably so if you got a super duper cold woman, and you think she the prize or whatever, you be thinking back in my mind like, well, why she want me then? If she says I ain't the type of nigga that she'll hook up with, no friends, like, well, damn, like, you saying I'm not attractive enough? My sex ain't good enough for that to be the, like, what? What is it?
No, I think this may sound kind of crass, but when the position is like that, your woman is like out of what you normally pull. You normally pull 6s, and she an 11, and then you just got to look around. Like, am I rich? No. Like, am I am I fucking the shit out of her? No, nigga. She with you because she like you and she love you. Like, just find happiness in that, my nigga.
Don't
overthink it.
The quote Drake. Don't think about it too much.
Too much. Just like enjoy the ride, my nigga. Enjoy that ride. Enjoy it, cause hey, look, man. We was talking about, like, before the mics came on, like, literally at this age, I've done every type of single event or single thing that I could want to do as a single man. You know what I'm saying? I done lived. We both have lived a whole lifetime. I've lived a lifetime just as a single man. Like, at this point, like, I'm willing to compromise and do shit I probably wouldn't have done a couple years ago. Cause, like, nigga, what does she really need to show me that I haven't seen? If I can find somebody that love me, want to take care of a nigga a little bit, and can tolerate me enough to live with me, and she look good to me, all right, man, let's just, where we gonna live at? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just find a place where we gonna live at.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. Knock this shit out. Let's do this thing.
Like, why am I bullshitting? Like, where we gonna live at? Let's just figure it out every day. That's it.
Yeah. That was the last thing that was on my list, dog.
I had sent you something about that judge.
Well, that's my whose man's is this.
Oh, okay.
You got some music picks and shit?
I do have a music pick. We still kind of early, but we did get sequestered, so I'm fine with that. Hold on, let me go to my music pick because I didn't have it quite ready yet. My music pick, long distance friend of the show, I would like to think, because we know his mans. I always shout out to my nigga Woo. I always see him out in the streets, and he's always having a good time when I see him. But the name of the song is "Price is Rising" by who? The homie Mac Nichols.
Yeah.
Price is Rising by Mac Nichols. It's already on the playlist, so if you listen to this, Right now, you can go vibe out to it. Mac always makes some good smooth shit, and he be talking that street talk. So, like I said, the name of the song is "Price is Rising" by Mac Nichols off the EP Girl.
So man, y'all might have seen this story here in our great city of Detroit. There was a judge who's currently been removed from his docket to take some sensitivity classes or some shit like that. But earlier in the week, he had a teen girl handcuffed and threatened her with some jail time and made her put on a green jumpsuit for sleeping in his court and giving him a quote unquote attitude. And the young lady was there on a field trip from a nonprofit organization. Like this is not actual court. Like I'm here on a field trip.
Right. And
the young girl fell asleep, and he didn't like it, and he was trying to teach her tough this and tough that and blah blah blah. Turns out the young girl was up really late because her and her family don't have a permanent place to live.
Right.
Yes, the 15-year-old girl is homeless, and telling somebody to not fall asleep is not how sleep works. That's not how tired works.
He told her to go to sleep at home.
Like, nigga, I fell asleep. My bad. Like, I'm not trying to. The fake respect that we're supposed to have for this court and this justice system is fucking laughable. Down at the 36th District Court.
Of all places. Of all fucking places.
Like, my nigga, a court don't got no fucking respect. I never met you before in my life. And you, a grown-ass man, is talking to me sassy and with a fucking attitude because I fell asleep. Niggas don't fall asleep on purpose. Now, if I took out a fucking neck pillow, you know what I'm saying, while you in the middle of a fucking speech and kick my feet up, that's a little different. If a nigga doze off and you don't like it, you can ask her to leave the courtroom. But to put her in handcuffs and put on a fucking jumpsuit like she's
on a field trip.
It's not even like actual court, my nigga. You a judge. You supposed to be sound and logical thinking. But how can you be like impartial when you think you better than everybody else? You better respect me in my courtroom because I'm the judge in here. Fam, you supposed to be unbiased. You think that you better. All these judges like, how dare you talk to me like that in my court? Respect the courtroom. How about you respect me as a human being? Respect what I got possibly going on. I don't even have a place to fucking sleep at night, dog. You know, most of these children got real life adult situations that they dealing with, especially, even though that's not the case, if they in front of you in a courtroom.
But this is a field trip. Like how do you charge
a nonprofit?
How do you charge somebody?
Is court even in fucking session, nigga?
But even if it is, how do you just charge her because she fell asleep? What are you charging her with? Contempt.
You see my man that got like 500 days in contempt of court?
Well, he was telling the judge, fuck you.
Yeah. Shout out to that judge. You know, that's the same one.
Yes.
Who, I follow his YouTube. He be on the page, and he a cool ass judge.
He's pretty fair.
He's a fair judge.
Yeah.
He was about to adjourn the shit. He was like, you can kiss my ass. 93. Nigga, fuck you. 93. No, fuck that. And suck my butt. 93. Like, he's a fair judge. I seen him. I watch that shit all the time now because these real cases here.
Yeah. And he in like he in like
Washtenaw County.
Yeah. So like Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti area.
So like this one girl, she was telling him she was in there for like boot and toe or some shit like that. And he started telling her, like, she started telling him everything that happened. He was like, well, wait, they did what? They left you. They took your car. Why'd they stop you? Why they this and this and this? And like and then she like walked from the place that her car was taken from. She had like walk 7 or 8 miles in the middle at 3:00 in the morning to the impound yard to get her car and everything like that. And he was like, wait, because the 2 white cops was fucking with her basically.
Okay.
And they should never have took her car. Like her license wasn't actually like it was a whole bunch. He was like, wait, what? And he was like, he basically was like, oh, I know why this happened, but he was going through it. He's a fair judge. did a little mini adjournment, came back and wiped her. He was like, "You got $40 today, because we'll make this shit go away for $40, and your license is good and blah blah blah." I'm like, he fair. I've seen him do a bunch of different cases. I seen him, a father sued. It was like a father-daughter in his case, and he was suing his daughter for rent. And on the surface, like, yo, why you suing your daughter for rent?
You're trying to teach her responsibility. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and once you got into it, he talked to the daughter like, you know what's like going on here, right? Like, don't make me like make a ruling, because basically after everything that was said, I'm ruling in his favor. So like, can y'all?
And she was paying like a nominal amount, maybe like $200-$300 a month.
I got a job, I got money. I don't want to pay. I want to hang out and do. I'm like, so
be a kid.
Yeah. So he has been fair from what I saw. Now I don't know anything else that happened. Some nigga may be like, yo, that nigga sent my uncle to prison for whatever.
I mean, I'm sure he sent his fair share of niggas to prison.
Yeah. But he a fair judge, and he ain't really. Why'd you go off on that nigga like that? Like on a trespassing charge. Like the fine is like tops $500 or some shit. Like,
and a warning to stop being a fucking weirdo.
And like if
stop coming up here.
And if you leave in the state and don't ever plan to come back, just don't come back. You ain't got to tell the judge that and then tell him to kiss your ass. Like, he's like, well, you can kiss my ass because I don't never got to. Fam, I ain't even do nothing to you.
Well, after you're locked up for, I don't know, a year and a half.
You got like 2.5 years worth of 93.
That's a long fucking time.
He got 6 sentences of 93 days in jail to run concurrently or consecutively.
He might get it. He might lower it.
He might, or I might not, nigga. Cause why was you so?
That's a long time to be in county. That's a long fucking time to be in the county.
Yeah, it is. That's enough for you to get a real charge while you in there.
Cause the county dangerous.
Yeah.
The county fucking dangerous. Ain't no segregation. It's murderers and niggas that ain't paid child support in that bitch.
Apparently the other judge, the mean ass nigga, Judge King, hopefully I never come before him. He getting death threats and shit now. I think niggas are ODing now, but like,
cause niggas don't take shit serious.
Niggas are unserious, dog.
First of all, man, leave that young girl alone. I'm with you. Like, look, I done fell asleep a little bit everywhere. You acknowledge it. You say something. If you don't like her attitude, young lady, please step out the courtroom.
Yeah,
you can sit in the hallway. You can sleep in the hallway till we done here, and then you leave with just your field trip class.
You're like, hey, you know what? I say you fall asleep. I need you to leave the courtroom. You rejoin the field trip some other time. You missed out this time because you fell asleep. I'm okay with that. That's a tough lesson. Cool.
That's the lesson.
Don't put me in lesson. Fucking handcuffs, my nigga. And you don't know what the fuck I've been through. I feel like Eminem.
And one of them green jumpsuits. And let me tell you, them jumpsuits got a smell to them.
Imagine you trying to go into criminal justice and you go down there on a field trip with a nonprofit organization and then you end up in handcuffs in a fucking jumpsuit. What would you think that's going to do? One or two things. Either one, fuck this system. I don't want no parts of it. Or two, that may motivate me to get inside of the system and never have this happen to another person. Because if you do this shit to 15-year-old kids, what kind of attitude are you catching with? That shit weird to me.
Nigga, ain't nothing that serious going on in your courtroom, especially right now. You're not even trying no cases. You just lecturing to them kids.
And I hate that this is the first case that I've ever heard from him, because he could have had an off night. You feel me? Like, I don't know what you was going through either. He didn't actually arrest the girl, but that's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? And like, you
at best, well, like, it's a poor showing of professionalism.
Yeah,
it's an abuse of power. It's a poor showing of your professionalism. You know, these are kids. There's different ways to treat. You can treat a lesson without treating her as a criminal.
If you even had an adult who fell asleep in the courtroom, nigga, this shit boring. And it's not my case yet. I shouldn't have to go to jail because I fell asleep.
And anybody that's ever gone to court anywhere, when you get there, if say your court time is 9:30, it's not just you. They done gave like 25 people 9:30. So like it's really like first come, first serve, and you just waiting. Like that shit 9:30 is still fairly early in the morning. That can be a little tiring.
I worked third shift. I came here right from work and I worked a 12-hour shift. I fell asleep, my nigga. My bad. But being tired don't work that way. Oh, you tell me not to be tired and magically I'm not tired no more? I might doze off again.
My nigga, I done still
Not because I'm not trying, but like
I done fell asleep on this podcast in mid sentence. I done fell asleep. I done fell asleep standing up.
Yeah.
Like nigga, like when the sleep take over my body, there's nothing I can do about it.
Like I think there's a stark difference between I'm about to take a nap in this bitch and a nigga dozing off and falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like if a nigga just like, even though I think that's real fucked up and there should be something, but nigga, I don't think you should go to jail for like going to sleep. It's not a park bench, of course.
Yeah,
right?
now,
But like,
and that's what I'm saying. There's a stark difference in between nodding off or like, well, ain't nobody on this bench here with me. Let me just slide out these shoes and stretch the fuck out till I hear my name get called. That's deliberate.
yeah.
But let that little girl. I know he didn't know her story before then, but like I said, a lesson can be learned without jail being involved, and especially at that age, jail shouldn't even been part of the conversation. Like, get your fucking mind right, bro.
I hope he learned a lesson too.
Everybody need to learn something from this, because it's just not that serious. It's just not that serious. I know it's time for the Benny.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna add it in.
Oh, okay. Look, it's your man Dame 3_313 on the TikTok and on IG. Wild Dame 313 on Twitter. Really follow me on Twitter because I like to talk shit. If you at me, I'm gonna talk back to you. It's not nobody else running the site. It's just me and my smart ass mouth. And you can get these thumbs if you come at me the wrong way. When you see the blue hue, you know what it do. It's Shop Talk Podcast, bitch.
Shop Talk Podcast, 435 episodes in a row. You know, we back in this bitch every week. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we do best. Appreciate y'all for checking in with us. Go fuck with the YouTube. I would like for y'all to follow and subscribe, you know, give a thumbs up, make a comment or some shit like that. It really do help us out, man, a lot, you know. And
get us in your algorithm.
Yeah, man. And if people be like, if your followers this follow to you, like and subscribe it, then they'll like show it to other people. You feel me? That's how it works.
Yep.
So do that for your mans. And when you see the blue and the black, you know where you at. Shop Talk Podcast. What? I'm not saying we the Rockefeller Podcast, but we are Jay and Dane.
Hell yeah.
Peace.